What's up, combination? What's up, Bears fans? What's up, football fans everywhere? I needed to redo my Justin Fields video, my Caleb Williams thoughts, and also some receiver thoughts because I made a mistake. I'm a guy in the kitchen. I kind of screwed up yesterday. I completely forgot that Jimmy Garoppolo, signed with the Rams already. After getting released by the Raiders after his suspension, he will be suspended for the first two games for performance enhancing drugs. He's out obviously as a veteran presence in that quarterback room. And really doing, looking around, the only guy out there is Carson Wentz. And that maybe is not a guy I would want to bring into the quarterback room. Just from some of his attitude in the past, some of the way he's been around other quarterbacks that were younger, and I just want to stay away from that situation. In my opinion means nothing, but I do feel like the Bears would be very beneficial to have a veteran presence along with Caleb Williams and of course Tyson Bagent. He's a very good backup, but I'm sorry, it's always going to be. He's a backup quarterback. He's serviceable. You saw how DJ Moore's stats went way down when he was in the ball game, and they were way up when Justin Fields was in the ball game. So, you know what? He is what he is. He's a very, very talented kid, but he's a backup quarterback out of a Division II school. That's what he is, and I would like the Bears to have a veteran presence. There's just not one out there. So I don't know how that would happen. Now, my big thought on this is we are going all in on Caleb Williams, and we should. I did my homework. I am a Justin Fields fan. I will always be a Justin Fields fan. I love Justin Fields. I love him as a leader. I love him as a teammate. I love him as representing the Chicago Bears organization the best he could. I think he did everything right. I think the Bears did him wrong. The Bears did a rebuild right in the middle of the kid trying to get better as a quarterback. Basically, in 2022, we had nothing, and the kid was running for his life. I was in Soldier Field. I was in the end zone when he made that freaking crazy, miraculous change of direction in the air and ran 62 yards or whatever it was right into our end zone, and it was awesome. And I fell in love with Justin Field as an athlete then, and I fell in love with him every time the Bears lost. He took the blame, whether it had anything to do with him or not. He always had his teammates' back. Now I question, will Caleb be the same way? He will have to speak to the media in Chicago. You in the NFL cannot not speak to the media. And he did that a lot at USC where he would not talk to the media after games. That's going to be a huge change for him. He's going to have to get used to the media. And let's face it, the media in Chicago is very, very tough. And we are a very, very tough fan base. We are a very passionate fan base. And I tell you what, if the kid doesn't come in here and he wants to be a prima donna and try to change the rules and things like that of doing interviews or whatever it may be, then there may be problems, and that is my biggest concern. But him on a football field, that kid is awesome. He delivers that football. Dan Marino, phew, gone. I'm telling you. He sees it, he throws it, it's gone. Now he's going from the Pac 12 to the NFC North. Huge change. Now, the idea that I had with the veteran quarterback, obviously with just basically Carson Wentz being out there right now, is probably something that the Bears are just going to have to deal with having a young quarterback room. Shane Waldron's been around, obviously, so he's been around working with quarterbacks. Did some great things out there in Seattle that I thought would never happen. So I got to give him all the credit in the world, and going to go ahead and rely on his ability to build up Caleb Williams as a quarterback in the National Football League. Um, Now, looking at this situation, we have two receivers, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, who are very, very good. I believe if you're going to pick Caleb Williams number one overall, you almost need to sacrifice a defensive player you may draft. You may not get your edge in the first round, or you may not get your three tech in the first round, or you may not get your offensive lineman in the first round. But that's big too. Yeah, but that's really big too. I believe the more playmakers this kid has with the small moves the Bears have made to add depth to the offensive line and specifically to improve the center position, which I believe they will do in the draft with the final two picks. I think one's got to be a true center for the Chicago Bears. And then I just think you got to maybe think about, and I could be completely crazy, trading back up from 9 to 3 or 4, wherever it takes to get the wide receiver you have graded highest. And I got some quick stats right here on the three guys that I think would only be the guys who I would even think about trading up for, and that's obviously Marvin Harrison Jr., Rome Odunze, and then neighbors out of LSU, Alabama, LSU. I just got some quick stats I just wanted to shoot at you real quick. 2023, Marvin Harrison Jr. had 67 receptions for 1,211 yards, 14 touchdowns. That's an 18.1 yard or average per catch. That's unbelievable. In 2022, with C.J. Stroud, 77 receptions, 1,263 yards, another 14 touchdowns, and he averaged 16.4 yards per catch. I think that is just awesome. At 6'4", at 210, the kid's he is very, very talented. Obviously, he comes from a pedigree that is just awesome. I don't know how the heck he ended up so much taller than his dad, but he is. He's 6'4". And then you go down to Rome Odunze. He's 6'3", 215. In 2023, he had 92 receptions, 1,640 yards, 13 touchdowns, 18.5 yards a catch average. That is awesome. And then you go over and you look at neighbors out of LSU last year. In 2023, 89 receptions, 1,569 yards, 14 touchdowns, just like Marvin Harrison Jr. for a 17.6 average. These receivers are very, very, very good. I think Chicago needs to bring every single one of those wide receivers in, and you got to think about how far do you have to go up to get your guy, and what grade do the Bears have these kids at. I think we need to pile up as much talent as possible into the offense for Caleb Williams to be successful. Let's learn from our past. I know it was different general managers. I know it was different situations. But when Mitchell came in, he came into a much better situation, took his team to the playoffs. When Justin came in, we went through a rebuild. I mean, that's crazy to even think about that. We traded up, gave up a bunch of draft capital, picked a quarterback, and then a year later fired the coach and went through a whole rebuild right in the middle of when the kid was in his 3-year span, trying to show you that he deserves the 5th-year option pickup. Now, that was very, very negligent by the Bears. It was not good. 2023 had to be a huge year, or that whole thing was just a disaster, and it was. It was not a good decision at all, and to keep Matt Nagy. And now we're kind of in the same situation that I kind of worry about, and this is the final topic, is we have a defensive-minded head coach in Matt Eberflus, who I'll admit does a fantastic job calling the defense. He's a great defensive coordinator, but he's a defensive-minded head coach. So when Caleb Williams comes to Chicago, and if he dominates or he gets better and better and better and better each week, and the Chicago Bears get into the playoffs, or he even has an above average year and is showing signs of being the superstar that many of us think he can be, then our offensive coordinator is going to be a head coach somewhere, and we're going to be constantly bringing in offensive coordinators because we have a defensive minded head coach. It's a lot of things like probably going to be going on in Houston as well. I mean, when a quarterback has success and you show you can develop a quarterback, I guarantee you're going to get a head coaching gig in the National Football League. So that is a concern, but that's nothing we can do about that. Matt Eberflus is the head coach. I hope it's not a one and done situation and we're not right back doing the same thing over again. Over again. I don't think we will be because we got much more talent right now. There's no way we'll be going through a whole other rebuild. The only thing that we're rebuilding right now is the offense specifically. So, in my mind, if you have to sacrifice an edge or a three tech or whatever you needed on defense, if you have to sacrifice that by getting a guy for a 1 year deal, a 1 year vet to come in here, like we did with Ngakwe last year, or whoever that may be, that's what you have to do because you have got to surround Caleb Williams with all the talent you can find to make sure he is who he says he is, who he seems to be. He seems to be the best talent I've seen come out of the NFL in a very, very long time at the quarterback position. And that's not a talking head. That's not a talking head saying that. That's me saying that. A guy in a garage or in a kitchen in this case who just watches the all 22 film, and that is my opinion on this kid. Is he is that good. Now, I am very sad to see Justin go, but it is what it is, and I believe us as Bears fans, we've been split. We've had people on the Justin train, people on the Caleb train. Well, you know what? We all need to come together, get behind number 13 from the Chicago Bears, because he will be our leader for the foreseeable future and hopefully for the next 10 to 15 years. Everybody out there, I love the comments. I love the conversations. Everybody was pretty respectful, and keep doing that. If you guys want to comment, also, I may have a partner coming in with me to do a podcast once a week, so I'm pretty excited about that. We're just getting in talks right now. And then obviously, I'll be coaching football here pretty soon. So we'll just do a video once a week and get it out to you guys. I hope you enjoy these videos. I really don't care if people like and subscribe, but you're more than welcome to. Everybody out there, have a great day. God bless. Bear down and go Comets.